Hey y'all, welcome to the Feeling Station. Y'all, it's a new day, another opportunity to either make money in the market or to just learn from the market, right? But let me go ahead and give my disclaimer, y'all. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to just build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. With that being said, let's get started. So y'all, right now we're looking at the VIX, and the VIX is an inside day candle, which is interesting, right? So right now we are finding support. Right now we're under the 5 EMA, and this area of 1244 was a support area. We did come down under it, but look, we're back at this area. So that 1244 is interesting to watch. Just know the 5 EMA is right here at 1245. So is the VIX trying to take us back to the upside, or are we going to continue to the downside? So I always say, where are my trouble places for the VIX, right? And as you can see, these candles here, we're finding support right where the body of these candles are, all in this line here. So at that 1243 area is strong support. We need to definitely watch that. Below 1243, we can definitely come back to the 1240 area or the 1236 area. And below 1236, we can come back and retest this 1231 all the way down to 1231 to 1227. Now, to the upside, where are our trouble places? Well, it would need to definitely get above all of those moving averages, and that is the 5, the 20, the 200. So above this area of 1249, we know here at 1249, we're going to have trouble right here at 1251, again at 1254. Above 1254, we're going to have trouble at 1259, and that ATR trailing stop is right there. That's something that we had already marked. So that's why it's important that we mark the support and resistance when we see it on a when I go to the 30-minute chart, and I do the gathering spot is what I like to say, right? So that's why it's important to mark the gathering spots. Let's say that, right? So right now, let's look at the inside day portion of it. If the VIX should break above $12.61, then the upside target is $12.91. If it breaks under 12.35, then the target to the downside is 1231. And when the VIX is down, normally the SPY is up, or when the VIX is up, that means the SPY is down. I have to say that, right? That's so interesting to hear. But let's go look at the SPY really, really quick. SPY is interesting because it's been trading in this zone here, right? So we're at this 557 area, and yes, we have tested this area here. Is this going to give us a double top and send us back to the downside? That's something to be mindful of. So the high of this candle here was 557.18. The high of this candle is 557.18. We have a double top here. So are we going to come back to the downside? That's something to be mindful of. Something that I noticed on yesterday with the SPY is we stayed at this 556 area. So I would definitely, not financial advice, 556 is a very strong support for the SPY. If we break this 556 area, which as you can see is right where this ATR trailing stop was here. So where are trouble places for the SPY? We know we can very well continue moving to the upside, right? If it breaks above this 557.17, the SPY normally moves about $3.61 on average per day, right? But if by chance we come down under this 556.88, just know we're going to have trouble at that 5 EMA. If we break this 556.66 area, we have broken through that level of that pre-market support. So we could very well continue to the downside. So our trouble places are 556.52, 556.27, 556 even. Under 556, we have 555.61 and 555.45. I would definitely watch those areas to the downside, but it looks like it wants to, we're breaking out of this to the upside. This is one of those, breaking out of the gathering spot to the upside. So we'll come back to the SPY because this candle here is interesting to me. I just know that 556 area is definitely something we need to watch to the upside for the SPY. Tesla is kind of trading in this zone, in this gathering spot. It's not surprising to see Tesla at this 265.61 area. Well, kind of, but yesterday we were at 250.06 and made a high of 265.61. So this is interesting to see here. Let me make sure. The high of this candle is 265.61. The high of this candle is 265.60. Is this giving us a double top to where we're going to come back to the downside? So I would definitely say watch carefully, trade carefully. As of now, pre-market support and resistance, we had the 264.92 as resistance, and the support area was here. We're going to say under this, at this 20 EMA, because that's exactly where it is. 262.15. So I would watch Tesla under 262.15, and it needs to break under, above, let me rephrase that, above 264.86 area. We can come back and break this 265.66. Above the 265.66, y'all, we could very well come back up to this area here of 274.75. Tesla is interesting. Above 274.84, I would see, we could very well retest the 280.84. And Tesla normally moves $10.29 on average per day, and that's in either direction. So our trouble places for Tesla to the upside will be above the 265.66. Breaking that, we can come back to, all the way up to the 274.84. Again, there is going to be some hiccups along the way, and I'll go back and make sure that I get those for tomorrow. So where are trouble places to the downside for Tesla? Tesla, if it breaks under 259.81, then 258.77 is a trouble place for us. If we break under 258.77, we can come all the way back down, to this area of 254.49. Below 254.49, we can come back to the 252.15 or the 251.08. So it wouldn't surprise me, honestly, to see Tesla back in this area, in this gray shaded area here. And that's where we started on yesterday. But again, Tesla is Tesla. It does what it does. It moves $10.90 per day, and that's an average. And Tesla normally exceeds its ATR, so let me say that. So if you trade Tesla, trade carefully. I always say if you find that one that you can watch and study, Tesla is the one for, that again, not financial advice, that I would definitely just watch, because again, you can make money in either direction, right? So let's go to AMD. AMD is trading in this zone here. We knew that this 177.60 is resistance for us. Our support is 177.05. So 177.05 to 177.60 is our gathering spot here. That means it's not going anywhere. It's just trading in this area here. And it would need to break above 177.06. If we break above 177.06, just know that we can come back to 178.04. Above 178.04, we can come to 178.56. Above 178.56, we're going to have trouble at this ATR trailing stop at 179.20. Those are trouble places for us to the upside for AMD. Now, to the downside, if by chance we break under the 176.55 area, which is under the 20 EMA, we can come back down to the 176.65 area, which is right at the 50 EMA. That's interesting, right? So just know below that we can come back and retest 175.91. Below 175.91, we can come back to 175.59. Below 175.59, we can come back and retest 175.12. So those are places to the upside and to the downside that I will watch for AMD. And if AMD normally moves about $6.43 on average per day, and again, that is in either direction. So if you trade AMD, I always say trade carefully, right? NVIDIA is interesting. It looks like we've been moving up right here, and our gathering spot as of now for NVIDIA, support pre-market is at 132.59, and resistance was right here at 132.89. It looks like we have broken out of this zone here. So, entering the trade here would have been nice for a scalp, right? So looking at it as of now, we're above the 5 EMA. We are having trouble in this 133.45 area. So I would definitely watch this area, 133.45. We're having trouble here, and again, it could very well continue bouncing and moving to the upside, because that's where it looks like all of the moving averages are fanned apart, and it looks like it wants to continue climbing, right? Again, anything is possible in the market. Nothing is guaranteed. Let me say that, right? So 133.70, if we continue, we could have trouble at the 133.70. Above that, we can have trouble at 133.82. So I would definitely watch those areas. And if NVIDIA normally moves about $6.01 per day, and again, that is in either direction. So those are going to be trouble places to the upside. Above the 133.82, we can just continue moving, right? So where are trouble places to the downside? If by chance we break under the 132.61, just know we're going to have trouble here at 132.30 and again at 131.81. Below 131.81, we're going to have trouble at 131.39 and 130.94. Those are going to be trouble places to the upside and to the downside for NVIDIA. I would say trade carefully. Don't rush into your trades and allow your trades to come to you, right? So we do have inside day candles for today. Amazon is one of those inside day candles, and I normally give the trigger for those. And when I say give the trigger, it normally means if it breaks above this, then the target to the upside is this, or if it breaks below this area, then the target to the downside is this. So if Amazon breaks above $200.66, then 201.26 is the target. If it breaks under 199, then 197.93 is the target to the downside. And Amazon normally moves, let's see, $4.37 per day, and again, that is in either direction. I always say trade carefully, right? So Coinbase is an inside day candle. If it breaks above 225.57, then the target to the upside is 226.83. To the downside, if it breaks under 218.52, then 217.80 is the target. And Coinbase normally moves $10.99 per day, again in either direction. Right now, it is trading in this zone. So I will watch the 222.71 as support and the 223.56 as resistance. Carvana is an inside day candle, and as you can see, we have already reached that target for pre-market. We have already reached the target. So if it broke through the 125.82, then the target to the upside is 130.02. We have made a high of 132. So it has already reached the inside day target for today. Now let's look at to the downside. If by chance we come down and break under 125.82, then 119. If it breaks under 120.64, then 119.86 is the target. And Carvana normally moves about $7.67 per day, again in either direction. So can it continue climbing? It very well can. It's interesting. This candle here is very interesting. I would say watch this area. Just know the 5 EMA is our support 130.28. I will definitely watch that. So below 130.28, we can continue down for Carvana. Again, that is interesting. Meta is an inside day candle. Meta, if it breaks above 537.63, which looks like we're trying to get to that area, 537.63 gives us a target of 543.02, and below 550, let's see, 527.69 gives us a target of 526.45, and Meta normally moves about $12.95 per day, and that could be in either direction, right? So right now, our support area is here at the 532.46, and our resistance is really here at the 533.54. So if I traded Meta, I would say definitely watch those levels. Don't rush into your trade. And honestly, we are really trading kind of like in a gathering spot here. And when I look at it, you know, from yesterday's candles, yesterday 529.99 or 529.89 up to the 533.26 is kind of like the zone that it's been trading in. So if you trade Meta, I always say trade carefully. I would definitely mark those levels. And again, y'all, trade what you see. Do not rush into your trades. And Boeing is an inside day candle. And if Boeing breaks above 186.18, then the target to the upside is here at 191.48. If it breaks under the 183.14, then 182.19 is the target for Boeing, and it normally moves about $4.82 per day, again in either direction, and it too is finding support at this 183 area. So I will watch the 183. If we break that, we could very well come down and reach this downside target. Just know that we are having a little trouble to the upside here. We have a little trouble to the upside, right? So we have the 200 moving average and the 20, the 50, and this ATR trailing stop. So if we can get above the ATR trailing stop, we could very well reach that 186 target. So above 185.05, we can reach the 186.18. So if you trade Boeing, I would always say y'all trade carefully and do not rush into your trades. Lucid is an inside day candle, which is interesting. So above $3.20 gives us a target of $3.20, which is interesting. And below $3.03 gives us a target of $2.94 per day. And again, Lucid normally moves 14 cents per day. So yeah, those are our intraday candles for today. And y'all, I always say don't rush into your trades and to trade carefully, right? And make sure you have confirmation as to why you're entering your trades. And SPY is just moving today. We have broken through this high of this 557.18, I believe, 557.18, and now it's 557.35. So are we going to continue moving to the upside? Again, anything is possible, but nothing is guaranteed. I say that, right? So I always say y'all trade carefully and make sure you understand your why, and once it goes against your why, get out. Live to trade another day. So again, y'all, hope these videos are very, very helpful. I hope that everyone have a very profitable and very productive day today. And you know, I always like to leave you with this, right? Be blessed as well as a blessing unto others. Until next time.